YouTube. I know my voice sounds a little strange. I've been under the weather, but please bear with me. I apologize for sounding like this, but I wanted to give a quick message, a very brief and short message about what the Most High has revealed to me about his mindset. Like, you have to understand the mindset of the unfathomable creator, the supreme being, Lord of all the worlds. When you look at instances in the Bible when the Lord visited Abraham and he was able to split himself into three people, just like when they talk about Jesus being God. Yes, Jesus is God, and at the same time, Jesus is not God. Even us as mortal beings, humans, living out this karmic reality on planet Earth, we are all varying variations of the Most High, the Supreme Being. We are all a part of God, having a human mortal experience, mastering our higher selves, trying to separate from our lower selves. The mind of God is something that the majority of humans cannot understand or equate anything to, because he is the creator, right? So you're talking about a being that created your mind. Right? So how can you really go outside of anything that created the mind that you have? You're only limited to the mindset that he gave you. Well, not necessarily the mindset that he gave you, but the capacity of the brain usage. When it comes to understanding God, okay, I'll just say it like this. When you talk about the things that go on in this world, right? And we're about to get very raw, but I welcome all judgment. Because it's all a part of our human experience. So I don't really take anything personally anymore. When you talk about things like, oh, why does God allow rape? Why does God allow sexual abuse? Why am I struggling? Why am I going through this? Why was my childhood so abusive? And why are people so mean to me? Or why does God allow witchcraft attacks? You have to understand there are varying layers and levels to this, right? Like, for one, this is a karmic reality, right? It's a hell state. It's the third dimension up from hell, right? So you're on a lower level on the dimensional plane. So already it's going to be more evil here than good. Although Earth is simultaneously a realm of duality, right? You balance good and evil here, the yin yang, man, female, bad, bad, good, So Earth is a realm of duality, but it's mostly contaminated with sin, which is why the Bible says that, oh, you were born into sin. As simple as that. And, and people will say, well, if God knew this, why does he allow it? Yes, God knows all things. He's omnipotent. He's omniscient. But you come here to learn. Well, Aleda, I was sexually abused as a child. So was I. So was a lot of people. Why does God allow this and why does God allow that? You have to understand the mind of God. He understands the beginning and the end. For one, he knows that most likely you're going to survive through it. You're going to come out on top. And ultimately, you're going to pass away anyway. And depending on your spiritual state, either you'll incarnate back to this earth or you will ascend to a higher dimension. Ultimately, until you reach, where he's at, right? In order to be a part of the Godhead body, the Godhead council, where the Most High and the 24 elders and the prophets reside, you have to go through the fire. And we descend here to earth to prove that we're worthy enough to be with him, right? So it is a lot that goes into this. But okay, let me give you an example, because no one complains more than me, right? And I'm very emotional. I'm a very sensitive person, so I cry a lot and, do the woe is me a lot. But I'm still learning and growing, right? But I'll say things like, Lord, why are things so hard for me? Or like, why do you allow witches to attack me? Or why this or why that? And God is like, Aleda, I know your plans. He'll say things like, well, I know my plans for your future, and I know the plans that you have for yourself, but I alone am the best planner. Now you're going to go through this and it's going to make you stronger, and you will be a voice for other people. So, he understands and he knows our end. So it doesn't affect him the way that it affects us. You know, humans, we're emotions. God is God is not necessarily emotional. He doesn't deal in emotions. He's a very logical Aquarian mind set type being. You know, God kind of has the mindset of like an Aquarius, no offense, you know, but he does, you know, he's very logical thinking. He doesn't deal in emotions, right? And also he knows, like, well, Aleda, I've been in this a long time. I see humans come and go. God knows. See, what death is to us is not that to God. He understands the reincarnation, the reincarnation cycle. He understands the recycling of souls. You get it? And I know this may seem foreign to you, what I'm saying, but we have to get out of this religious, dogmatic, mortal mindset. Try to break outside of the matrix for a minute, you know, try to break outside of the dome for a minute, you know, and understand the mind of God. And this is why in the scriptures, he says, my ways and your ways are different. You cannot fathom him. Oh, and later, what you're saying is evil. That's me. What about this? And what about that? Yes, but this is reality. This is the God that we serve. And that's what makes him the great and terrible God. This is why he is the divine God. This is why he is the supreme Lord of all the worlds. This is what makes him beautiful. Yes. All dwells within him. All dwells outside of him. He is good. He can be evil. And even if you want to call certain things that he does or certain things that he allows evil, that still makes him the great God. And this is why he is God. Yes. Yes, he created Satan. Yes, he created demons. Yes, he created man. He is God, the God of all the worlds, the God of duality, the yin and the yang. He is perfect. Even what you would call evil in him is still considered perfect. He is God. Like, I'm going through struggles right now, right? But I was laying in bed and God was like, the Most High was like, get up. I have a word for you. I want you to share this. And here I am, not feeling my best, feeling horrible, but I'm relaying this message to you. And of course, I know that 60% of you guys will not agree with me because a lot of you, every human has their own mindset and their emotion. For example, I'm going to lay it out right now. Christians believe one thing, Muslims believe another. Muslims believe one thing, Christians believe another. So no one is going to agree, and everybody feels that their way is right. You cannot tell a Christian that a Muslim is right. You cannot tell a Muslim that a Christian is right. So that proves my point right there. I do not waste my time arguing with people over their religions, over their beliefs, because I understand. The Most High has given me the gift of understanding. I understand that every mortal, every being has their own path to take. For example, I remember years ago, I had a friend of mine and I didn't like the way that she was living her life, right? You know, but now that I'm older, I still don't agree with her lifestyle. But what can I do about that? That's her path to take. And she feels that her path is right. Just like by me recording this right now, there are people that are going to disagree with what I'm saying. But what can they do about it? This is my path to take. So you have to understand everybody has their own path to take. Now, when it comes to preaching the gospel, yes, I do believe in the Bible. I do subscribe to the Quran. I do believe in the holy books, preferably the Bible, right? But when it comes to like teaching the word, yes, it is good to bring people to Christ, to bring people to the Most High. But you cannot force anyone to do anything. Whatever they choose to do with the knowledge, that's on them. But I've mastered myself, right? Well, I'm mastering myself because I'm far from perfect. But I'm on a journey now where all I can do is give someone the message, but I will not force them to do anything or to receive it. You know, like, for example, people who live a lifestyle that's contrary to the Most High, they feel that their way is right, even though the ultimate consequence is, you know, death or, you know, or shame or dishonor or brokenheartedness, you know. But I'm just giving an example that everyone has their own path to take. You cannot force anyone to believe what you believe or see things through your eye lens, you know. But yeah, I know I'm going all over the place, but ultimately, I was just trying to get you guys to understand the mindset of God. And even just this little tidbit of information that I'm telling you, that still doesn't cover who he is or how he thinks. And then you have someone, well, later, God is feminine and masculine. Hey, that could be. Now, I perceive him to be masculine. His energy seems to be masculine. But, I know people have their own point of view of things. So I'm not going to argue with anybody, like I said, you have people that feels it's okay to sleep with a man, even though they're a man. You have people that feel it's okay to touch a child, even though they're an adult. So everybody's going to do what they feel is right, right? I'm doing what I feel is right and what I truly believe that the Most High is showing me and that is giving me. So, the same people that will come on this post and judge me are the same people that supports, weird lifestyles, So, hey, I'm just going to leave it on that note. Please read the Bible and get to know the Creator for yourself, not through religion, not through what people are telling you, but search deep within your soul and try to know the Creator for yourself, because he is a very beautiful being. Peace.